Hello everyone, I'm Dena Musfy with Greenwood King Properties and you're watching Real Estate with Dena. This show is all about real estate. Anything and everything related to real estate, whether it be commercial or residential, we'll answer all your questions. So if you have any questions, please send them in to me and I'll try to have that guest on the show so that we can answer all your questions, as well as prepare you for buying or selling a home. You know, those will be questions that'll be answered, or just having people on the show to offer advice or services to help you prepare your properties, or in the future to fix your properties or anything else in between. I want to thank NowMedia TV for having us on the show and having this platform for us to provide all this information to you. We'll be right back after this commercial break with our first guest. Buying, selling, or renting a property is an important step that will impact your life and the life of your loved ones. In fact, research shows that having an experienced realtor ensures a better pricing, selling, buying, or renting a property. Hi, my name is Dena Musfy with Greenwood King Properties. If you want to buy, sell, or rent a property, call me. I have the resources and strong know-how to navigate your transaction with ease. At the same time, when necessary, I can perform market evaluations and assessments, make recommendations for any staging or renovations needed to make your property shine, and anything else needed to list your property and sell it as fast as possible. Additionally, I'm a master certified negotiator and can provide several financing solutions. The goal is to sell your house fast and for the highest price possible, or find you your dream home and negotiate the best deal. Leave the selling, buying, or renting of your property to me. Take a strong step, reach out to me today so I can handle all your real estate needs. Hi everyone, we are back with Day with Simplicity by Day. She is a professional organizer and does anything and everything related to organizing your home or decluttering your home or whatever else you might need as far as getting your home prepared or just organized. So welcome, Day. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, a little bit about your background, where you're from, kind of what got you into the business.
Sure. Well, I am a professional organizer, consultant, speaker, and author, and I am the owner of Simplicity by Day. I've been in business for 2 years, but I've been organizing for over 15 years. I started in college organizing, and it transitioned to my own home, my own family, my friends, my network. I launched my business in 2019, and it's taken off. I organize for realtors that are helping homeowners get organized for their move in or move out. I help small business owners organize their spaces, as well as just busy professionals who just need a little bit of help in their homes, creating structure and balance so they're not running around, in these crazy lives that we live. So.
How do you help the homeowners prepare their houses or vice versa, their offices, or move them, or what do you do exactly?
Well, see, I know that when you're moving and you're selling a home, it's already a stressful process. So having someone come in to really just show you what things can be decluttered to create that stage home look so that it looks the best for the people that are interested in buying your home. And it also helps with the packing and the moving process, because if you declutter, you have less things to move, and you actually can go into your new home with a clean slate, a better foundation to be organized, to keep your family and your lifestyle on track for organizing. So I do that for homeowners and busy professionals as well, whether that's your pantry, closet, or even your home office.
What room or area do people normally start with when they're starting this kind of decluttering process?
Yeah, I get that question all the time. I always tell people one of two things. You start with the room that's going to make the biggest impact for your family or for your home. So a lot of times that's the kitchen. That's the area that people use the most. but it could also be your office. If you're a business owner, that's where you make your money. That's where you need to be the most productive. So I say start with the room that's going to really make the most benefit, getting it organized first. And that's different for everyone.
Yeah, so what's going to have the biggest impact on, either your day-to-day life or buying or selling a home or whatever it is, just kind of focus on that room first and go from there. I know even for me, when I first moved into my new house, it was very overwhelming on what to even do with my stuff. I mean, just how to unpack it and get your house organized when you first move in to the house. I mean, that's something that you would help with as well.
Yeah, I think for people who are moving especially, you're kind of in that transitional period. You don't have to unpack everything all at once. One thing I help before we move is I help you create a transitional zone where you're packing the things you're going to need within the first month of living in your new home. And that's what you'll move into your home and unpack first. That could be like cleaning supplies, a few outfits, tools you'll need for maintenance around the house. We've already packed those things and designated that as the transitional zone for you to unpack. So you start there, and then I like to go room by room. Again, start with that room that's gonna make the biggest impact. The kitchen, maybe the office, maybe your kids' rooms, and then go from there. Don't try to take it all on at once because it is overwhelming. Go room to room, unpacking the rooms that are priority first. So yeah.
I remember my closet was kind of one of those things that really overwhelmed me. I was like, okay, so how do I want to organize it? I want it to look all perfect and professional and stuff, but for me to spend the time, I mean, a lot of us are very busy professionals, so why don't we hire the people that do it professionally to help us get, our head around, how to kind of make, what would we want our house look like? Whether even hiring, a stager to stage the house from the beginning, or not stage it, but prepare you with furniture and stuff like that. They can combine with the organizer to come in and help get your house all organized and prepared and ready to go.
Yeah.
But also to make it comfortable, to have things be functional in your house, right?
I always try to blend functionality and style. And I think that you make a good point. We are busy in the same way you would outsource someone to clean your house or do your lawn or even, things like going to get your hair and nails done. We can all do these things ourselves, but do we have time? Do we know how to do it? Do we feel like even doing it in the first place? And if not, hire someone who loves to do it, who has a process in place and a system to help you, and take that weight off your shoulders. So that's something I do try to share with people, normalizing getting that help through organization. Yeah.
Okay. So now we've organized our house.
Yes.
We've done all that. How do you get your family on board with keeping the house organized, maintaining that organization? Because I know I've had labels put on my house and little things in my pantry and stuff like that, and then busy life, busy days, you just kind of put things in there or whatever. How can you get your family to help and keep you organized?
That's a great question. A lot of times it's one person that calls me, the mom, the dad, and they'll try to get everybody on board. But I always tell them to take a step back and really find out how they naturally move through the house, like what areas are common for them. If they want labels, like what things are going to be needed for them to, be productive, and start with that step first. Because then if you start with your habits that you already have, it's going to be easier to maintain that for yourself and for your family. So if you always go to your closet and you kind of go get the same, few outfits, and you want to have them in a convenient place, like keep it organized that way. If your kids are always coming through the door through the mud room and throwing stuff around, you want to organize that space and kind of teach them how to keep it organized. But it's also habits for them as well. They're moving through the house the same way. They're going to the same spots. You're just creating a nice little organized package for them to keep it organized as well. So I think that's a big piece with your family, letting them know that this is our project, not just that one person who wants the home organized, but this is our home. We're all going to get it organized and we're going to be better for it. So
I guess maybe even telling them like, hey, when you're looking for that toy or you're looking for something all day and you can't find it, if we're all organized together, you'll be able to find that.
Yes, selling them why. I mean, you get them on board early to get some skin in the game, and they will definitely try to keep it because it looks pretty. You're right. It looks pretty. They're probably proud of it, and it makes life easier because they're not running around looking for that toy or that other shoe or that hair bow. They know exactly where it's at, and it makes life easier for everyone. So it does benefit everyone.
I've used organizers in the past with clients as well, and I know that like in the end, a lot of them like their house even more after they're organized. Just like, oh, I actually like my house again, which I find really funny. I've had it's only happened once, but I had one actually decide to stay in their house once we decluttered and everything. They decided not to sell, which was no problem because I obviously want anyone to be happy with their home, and I know when
they come back full circle. They'll hopefully come back to me to sell it for them.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I think that was one of the things that I know it's so refreshing too. I tell people, like, when you do actually do it to your home, it feels so good to have that kind of weight lifted off of your shoulder of all the clutter in your house, which kind of clutters your mind, colors your everything in your life. So
yeah, I always make that connection about physical clutter impacts your mental clutter. And once you remove that physical clutter, you feel lighter, you feel better about yourself, and you create the home that you'll love to live in. I mean, your home is your sanctuary. You invest a lot of time and money into it. Why not do things to make it the best it can be for you and your family, you know, for your lifestyle? So I definitely believe that, for sure.
I don't think people even think of their office space as being something important to organize and stuff, but it's like, it's probably even more important, because if you go into work and you're kind of cluttery and your stuff is everywhere, how do you, you know, like function that day on how to do your day-to-day job? So actually organizing office, do you do a lot of offices?
A lot of organizing for the offices for business owners, and a lot of people have transitioned to work from home. You know, they used to spend maybe a couple hours a day in the office. Now they're spending 8-9 hours in their office. So home office organization has become a big market for me. And so it is important. You even add a little bit of decor to make you feel better about your space. You know, you put that element in there as well. But it can make or break you. I mean, if you can't find files and invoices, if you can't, you know, find things that you need to actually do your job, that's going to impact you, your bottom line. So organize your office is extremely important, even if you're not a business owner, even if you're just working from home right now, and being able to just have systems to keep you organized and more productive during the day. So, yeah.
Okay, how about if, for example, there's two people sharing an office? I think that's, a lot of people weren't prepared for that. You know, a lot of people I have clients that personally bought homes last year and they just wanted a home office. Many of them work for homes. And then now all of a sudden both of them are working from home. So, I mean, kind of what do you do in that situation? How can you make that easier for people?
Yeah, so not only the two adults work from home, but the kids that have been placed at home now for virtual learning, I recommend having zones. You know, if you have to have one office space, give everyone a dedicated zone and respect that. You know, if you're gonna have this corner, make that your corner, keep all of your things in that corner, and then your spouse or your kids have another corner of the room, so you guys can respect each other's space and have zones. If there's opportunity for someone to relocate to maybe the kitchen table for, you know, important calls, or the patio, I've seen people do that as well, so that it's more of a mobile office. That's also recommended. But I think zones and just respecting boundaries is the best way to manage through this crazy time we're having to share offices and just be at home together.
Is that kind of the same concept you would use if you had a really small home? Like, how do you kind of, if you have a smaller home and you have a lot of things, you know, I mean, not hoarder necessarily, but, you know, there's a lot of people just have a lot of things. How do you deal with that?
Well, first of all, I talked to them about decluttering. You know, the average home has 300,000 items in it, and we only use 20%, 80% of the time. So most things aren't even used frequently. So I'm like, how about we declutter? And then I try to look for opportunities to maximize space, whether that's higher ceilings, corners, under the bed storage, using wall space, finding ways to maximize your space in dead areas, to really add some systems to help you stay organized. So those are two things I would do for a small home, and we make it work. So.
Okay. How do you handle people that are really attached to their things and don't want to give them up?
So one of the first things I do is talk about their organizational goals. You know, what do you want from this space or your home? Like, what do you want to see? Something must have been not okay for you to call me. So tell me about that. And I that's their why. So I keep that at the forefront of everything we do. And a lot of times people are attached to sentimental items, but the sentimental items are like tucked away under a bed or rolled up in a closet somewhere. So I'll ask them, are you really honoring that sentimental item where it's at and honoring your goal for your home? A lot of times, no. So we'll find another way to repurpose that item, you know, make it smaller, maybe take a picture, maybe, you know, cut a piece and put it in a frame on the wall, so that you're both honoring that sentimental item and honoring your goals for your for your home.
I think it's really important, because I think everybody has more than what they use. I mean, it doesn't matter even if you are organizer. I think you probably have a few things in your house that you could let go of, but you know, and I always feel like sometimes it's the person that does that for a living is like the worst person that actually does it for themselves. Like sometimes it's like even home maintenance or something like that for myself. It's like I tell people what to do all the time on their houses and how to maintain it, but myself sometimes I'm like, oh man, that kind of slipped through the cracks, or that's, so I'm like, oh, maybe I do need a new dishwasher or whatever, you know, but it's like the out of sight, out of mind type thing, and then you're kind of just go along with your business and your day to day.
Yeah, we do that. I think about other people in other industries, you know, hairstylists or teachers. They don't want to teach their kids. Maybe they don't want to do their hair because that's what they do all day. But honestly, for me, I think because I've just done it for myself without it being my career, it's a part of my life. And I always I probably annoy my husband, go and say, let's redo this, you know. Okay. So my house is constantly being renovated with organizational systems, you know, so it's kind of just part of my life now. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Day. It was great to meet you and hear about your business. Why don't you tell everybody else how to get a hold of you and how they can, you know, find you?
Yes. So I am at simplicitybyday.com. You can check out my gallery and learn about my services. And you can also schedule a complimentary consultation at meetwithday.com and set up a free consultation to talk with me about your organizational goals as well. So I hope you guys reach out so I can come help you create the home you'll love to live in.
Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this commercial break.
All righty.
We are CHN Advisors, and we operate our business under Liberty Tax Service. Our team of tax resolution experts and business consultants have extensive experience in tax planning, accounting, IRS problems resolution, credit restoration, and business structuring. We are multilingual and assist our customers in English, in Spanish, in French, in Mandarin, and in Vietnamese. At CHN Advisors, our goal is to help individuals and businesses of all sizes with accounting and tax strategies that yield profitability, sustainability, and growth. We have a team of experienced tax consultants and advisors that can help optimize your business tax strategy and reduce all kinds of tax liabilities. From preparing and filing your personal or business taxes, incorporating your company with the right company structure, to more complex tax issues. CHN Advisors is your solution. Take a strong and decisive step and let CHN Advisors be part of your success.
Did you know that children and adults are spending 90% of their time indoors? Whether at home or at the office, structures are now built tighter and more energy efficient, creating toxic environments.
Indoor pollution is 2 to 5 times worse than outdoors. Childhood asthma has increased 600% in the last 30 years. According to the EPA, there are over 750,000 new asthma cases every year in the United States.
Poor air quality can cause headaches, snoring, fatigue, sneezing, coughing, severe allergies, and much more. Additionally, chemical pollution from cleaning products such as bleach or Lysol and also treated building materials can severely affect your health.
Tactico is an indoor air quality company that focuses on health and wellness by using revolutionary technology to clear the air of toxic indoor pollution.
Our cutting-edge, green-certified solutions remove all odors, allergens, viruses, mold, toxic chemicals, and insects to create healthy homes and workplaces. Within minutes, our military-grade products kill 99.9999% of all toxins. Our team is highly experienced and is comprised of military veterans whose mission is to provide excellent customer service to our clients. Because your safety and your health are important to us. Call Tactico today, 832-901-9979, and let us create a healthy environment so that you and your family can live pollution-free.
Buying, selling, or renting a property is an important step that will impact your life and the life of your loved ones. In fact, research shows that having an experienced realtor ensures a better pricing, selling, buying, or renting a property. Hi, my name is Dena, Musfy with Greenwood King Properties. If you want to buy, sell, or rent a property, call me. I have the resources and strong know-how to navigate your transaction with ease. At the same time, when necessary, I can perform market evaluations and assessments, make recommendations for any staging or renovations needed to make your property shine, and anything else needed to list your property and sell it as fast as possible. Additionally, I'm a master certified negotiator and can provide several financing solutions. The goal is to sell your house fast and for the highest price possible, or find you your dream home and negotiate the best deal. Leave the selling, buying, or renting of your property to me. Take a strong step, reach out to me today so I can handle all your real estate needs.
Hi everyone, we're back and I'm here with David Carrier with Smarter Mortgage. He's gonna help us kind of understand what's happening in this crazy world of real estate these days. I mean, it has been a little crazy. If anyone's buying or selling any kind of residential or commercial properties, you know that it's been a little crazy right now. So let's dig in with David and see what's going on. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, what got you into the business, how long you've been doing it, all that great stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, first of all, Dena. My name is David Carrier. I'm Managing Director with Smarter Mortgage. I started in this industry about 15 years ago. What led me to this industry was actually by chance. Friend just told me I'd be great in it, got in it, and then fell in love with it. I've always been good at sales, but could never work for money. At the end of the day, what drives me is helping people. And in this industry, if you really take the pride in doing it, we're playing with people's lives. And you have to have that same respect in the sense of making sure that if you say something can get done, you'll get it done. Otherwise, bad things can happen. I am currently a broker, so I own a brokerage shop. I was a correspondent lender for a long time and then finally moved to the broker side so we could just offer more competitive fees and better rates and keep overhead down and take care of our clients in a better way.
Okay. So for those people that don't know or understand, what is the difference between a broker or working for a direct lender or something like that? Just kind of explain that to people.
Of course. So if you deal with like a direct lender, whether it's one of your large banks or a correspondent bank or something, everything's going to be in-house. They'll have their rate sheets, their pricing, everything like that. As a broker, we have the ability to shop it with multiple different wholesalers across the nation and see who at that time is more hungry for loans, or at the same time we have more loan programs, more loan options because not everybody's loan is going to be the same. Not everyone's going to be a W-2 straightforward borrower. There's going to have self-employed, there's bank statements, there's all different types of things. And just because your income or your situation is different doesn't mean you shouldn't have the right to own a home. So we have the ability to be able to place many different people with different products and obtain the best possible financing for them and, help them achieve, not to be cliche, but the American dream of owning a home.
It's not cliche at all. I think everyone, not everyone wants to own a home, but I think, in this day and age, it is kind of a dream, and it is something that we both work with people that we help make that dream come true, and that's very gratifying at the end of every day, to go to work and help people out.
Yeah.
What do you think sets your brokerage apart from other brokers?
So what sets us apart is really what kind of our motto. Our motto is if we provide excellent customer service, we take care of our employees, we take care of our staff, not only on a financial basis, but also on taking care of their own personal needs, family needs, whatever the case may be. People will be happier. We provide a more successful environment. My partner and I have never been money driven. We are driven by making others successful, which in turn will make us more successful, obviously. But we both are driven by helping our clients. The thing that is the most rewarding for me is getting to the closing table and having clients tell me, wow, everybody told me this would be the most stressful thing I've ever been through, and it wasn't like that. And I will never get sick of hearing that.
Yeah, I think people don't understand the process, so when you can work with a lender that can really help you and walk you through the process. I mean, that's probably one of the most important parts of buying
Absolutely.
a piece of real estate, is
Absolutely.
actually working with a lender that will walk you through that. And I know I like to partner myself with lenders that do that for my clients, you know, and I know that you do that, and you add that personal touch to every little bit, including your assistance and everything else. I think it's really important to choose your lender wisely. Interview lenders. You can interview lenders before you decide to go with someone. You know,
Absolutely.
you can actually interview them, talk to them, make sure you're comfortable with them.
Absolutely.
I think that's important, you know.
I mean, I've been told my greatest weakness and my greatest strength is I don't know how to lie. And sometimes clients come to me and I'll say, hey, we're not a great fit, you know, or they'll come to me with, you know, an offer of some sort, and I'll say, hey, I can't beat that offer. You need to go with that because that is what's in your family's best financial interest. There's plenty more deals to be had. There's plenty more people to help, and I'm never going to just take on a deal to do it. I'm always going to work in the client's best interest, and if I always work that way, I feel that it'll come back to me tenfold.
I absolutely love that about you, you know, because I think that's something that's really important. You know, when people aren't money driven, I mean, it's not always the best deal. It's not the most expensive house. Like, even if I'm selling someone a house, yes, you can afford a $650,000 house, but do you need to buy a $650,000 house or $1 million house, you know? When they tell me their list of things that they want and stuff, I'm like, you know what, we can find that at a more reasonable price that will put your family in a better situation than pushing to the complete, you know, end of that budget.
The last thing you ever really want to be is house broke. You know, you and your family want to be able to live comfortably. You know, you want to have a house that suits you. I completely agree with you 100%. You know, and something that you're comfortable in, but at the same time, you never want to be having to tighten down on anything else you want to do, whether you are married with kids and you want to do a vacation and you can't do it because you're making your mortgage payment every single month. You know, and that's half of managing the client's expectations and, you know, explaining to them, hey, maybe not now, maybe in the future, whatever the case may be.
And I know you do a lot of things to actually walk people through kind of their lifestyle and what they do. You kind of encompass all of it. It's not just straight money numbers with you.
Absolutely.
You kind of ask beyond what they're doing. You know, what does your lifestyle look like? How much reserves do you want to have? How much all that stuff? And you put all that stuff in perspective. That's where the personal touch comes into play, right?
From the very first phone call, one of the things I try to do is, as I said, everyone's situation is different. So I try to get a feel for their unique situation. What is their own, you know, real estate goals or financial goals, their goals 10 years from now, what is going to be best for them? It may not be this transaction, but you know, it may be the next transaction that we, you know, go bigger. And I try to get a feel for my clients and everything and try to best advise them. Now, at the end of the day, obviously it is their decision. I'm here to, you know, present everything to them and allow them to have the most information possible so they can make the best decision for them and their family.
No, you're really good with contracts too, from experience. He's really good with contracts.
I am pretty good with contracts. My father's an attorney, and he and I kind of have a weird game where we enjoy reading the law together and stuff, so I do enjoy dissecting contracts and finding loopholes and different things and stuff like that that make sure that my clients are protected at all costs.
Okay, yeah.
So
why is now, I mean, do you think right now is the perfect time to buy versus renting, and what is your opinion about that?
You know, I hear a lot of clients asking me right now, you know, housing prices are getting high, you know, bidding wars are getting high and everything like that. And I ran a few numbers before I came up here just to kind of give an example. Your average interest rate, and I'm just using very broad numbers, okay, like on a $300,000 house, you know, at a 3% interest rate, if a year from now interest rates are, let's say, 4%, and I don't know what they're going to be. No one knows what they're going to be. I punted my crystal ball to the moon like a year ago. But that's going to increase your payment by $167 a month. So you're talking about $2,002 a year in interest more that you're going to pay for that home just between now and the next year, and that's if they only go to 4%. Inflation's going to have to go up. We can't keep rates this low forever. So, you know, the cost is all right, is home prices a little high right now? Yeah, but at the same time, you're also fixing in some of the lowest interest rates that we've ever seen. And realistically, we have no business seeing them this low. COVID drove them down. And hey, but it's fantastic for all of our clients. It can fix in a great rate on their home, and you're saving money in the long run. And at the same time, you're building equity versus a $1,000 a month rent, where you're over 12 months, you're losing $12,000 in rent that you could be applying towards principal and gaining equity of your total net worth.
I think use the example when you say you don't know what, I mean, in 2018, rates were going over 5.25 and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was just a few years ago.
2018, the average interest rate was 5.5%.
Exactly.
So-
So I think that change already, if you look at it, that change already makes such a big impact on, your day to day, because I mean, that was just, a few years ago.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, all those people are refinancing and all that, which makes you lenders a lot of busier right now too,
It
because
does.
everyone refinancing and all
But
that
I don't
stuff.
forget my realtors. I prioritize them at all costs. One story I'll never forget is about a year after I got into this industry, childhood best friend, his dad told me that the neighborhood I grew up at out in Fort Bend County, he bought in 1989. He walked into the bank with a 760 credit score with 20% down and a 13.9% interest rate and said, "Thank you very much." And I was like, huh? And he was like, "You didn't even walk in without 20% down and 13.9," and he was ecstatic. So I always try to remember that and give perspective to clients. I mean, we are seeing times of interest rates that, they're just so far unprecedented. And the amount of money you're saving, I closed 2 refinances for the same client recently. On one of his homes, saved him $161,000 over the life of the loan. On his primary and on his rental house, was still able to drop his payment by $250 a month, give him a large sum of cash out so he could potentially buy another investment property, and still saved him, I think it was $138,000 over the life of the loan.
Also, maybe talk about cash out refinances. Maybe that's kind of, another crazy world that's happening right now.
A lot of people are doing that. In the state of Texas, we do have what's called the 50A6 rule, which means Texas is a little bit different than a lot of states. You can only go up to 80% of your loan to value, but with interest rates as low as they are, you can do a cash out refinance, take equity out of your property, and then possibly invest into a new property, and then build what we call mailbox money. Which, if you can get your mortgage payment at 13, let's say you buy a $225,000 house and you get your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, which I can explain more of that. You're more than welcome to reach out to me and I can explain it. But if you could get your total payment at $1,300 but rent the house at $1,800, then you've got $500 net equity of mailbox money coming in every single month, not counting your mortgage being paid, and then, and just increasing your net worth for your family, your children, and everything.
Okay. What are all the different types of loans you can offer to people? I mean, I know that there's a ton.
There's a ton.
Is there something y'all specialize in, or
really? Conventional FHA, VA, USDA. We do bank statement programs for a lot of self-employed clients because, just like any person that's self-employed, you're going to write off as much as you possibly can. We understand that. You want to pay as little in taxes as possible. The IRS, they're technically Congress sets the tax plan, the IRS enforces it, so you write off as much as you can so you pay less taxes. So we do have bank statement programs, available. So like I said, many different options to be able to help depending on the client and whatever, because everyone should be able to own a home if they really want to. Put a nice, secure roof over their wife, their husband, their kids, their family's head.
I know that you've mentioned to me that you have some technology,
Yes.
that's more advanced than other places
Absolutely.
to offer the loans. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So one of the wholesalers I work with is extremely technologically advanced. I have to be a little bit vague, but a week and a half ago, a realtor partner of mine called me and said that the lender they were working with, no names announced out of respect, denied them an hour before closing. They had already sold their house in Midland, and they were just in destitute. I said, bring it on.
Homeless.
They were homeless. They were homeless, literally, and they had already relocated down here. I said, give me the loan. They had all their documents together and everything, got it in, and we had them clear to close in 5 days.
Wow.
So now that was a unique situation. He had everything prepped, everything, but I was able to, put the loan together in a way that this other lender could not see. And we closed on Friday. We would be closing tomorrow, but he asked to push it till Friday, and now they have their dream home and no more problems. And things like that, and being able to help people like that. One, hearing stories like that is what gives me ulcers at night, but also being able to come in and help them is why I love what I do. It really is.
I think that's important to be able to give the personal touch. I mean, I don't have anything against big banks or anything like that, but they do sometimes operate with a lot more red tape. You think of big hospitals, you think of things like that, where there's a lot more red tape that they have to get through to get things done. But
as a broker shop, one thing me and my partner have done is we've minimized overhead. All of our systems are internet-based. We've minimized our overhead, and that way we can allow and pass those savings directly onto the client. There is still in this world, there's a negative caveat about brokers. That changed after the Dodd-Frank Act in 2010, put a very negative connotation of brokers. Well, everything is always constantly evolving, and now, as previously stipulated, we keep our overhead very, very low, our margins very, very low, so that way we can always offer the best possible interest rates, cost, everything associated, and really give our clients what we believe is a fantastic deal.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today, Dave.
It's
Why don't
my
you
pleasure.
tell people how they can get a hold of you?
So if anyone would like to get a hold of me, please feel free to reach out to me on my cell phone at 281-650-0648. You can also reach out to my assistant, Ron Madriz, at any time. His number is 832-613-5951. Email is very simple. It's david@smarterml.com, like mortgage license. I can be reached at any of those things. I don't do banker's hours. I don't cut off at 5 o'clock. I've taken calls, as you know, till 2 o'clock in the morning before if necessary. And you're always willing to shoot me a text. That way, I can at least respond to it. If it's 11:30 at night, I'm actually sleeping, which is rare. It's not going to wake me up, but at least that way I can respond to it to the next day and make sure that you're getting the best service and help that you need.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for coming on the show, David.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Buying, selling, or renting a property is an important step that will impact your life and the life of your loved ones. In fact, research shows that having an experienced realtor ensures a better pricing, selling, buying, or renting a property. Hi, my name is Dena, Musfy with Greenwood King Properties. If you want to buy, sell, or rent a property, call me. I have the resources and strong know-how to navigate your transaction with ease. At the same time, when necessary, I can perform market evaluations and assessments, make recommendations for any staging or renovations needed to make your property shine, and anything else needed to list your property and sell it as fast as possible. Additionally, I'm a master certified negotiator and can provide several financing solutions. The goal is to sell your house fast and for the highest price possible, or find you your dream home and negotiate the best deal. Leave the selling, buying, or renting of your property to me. Take a strong step, reach out to me today so I can handle all your real estate needs.
Hi, I'm Karina Rodriguez, President of Exfinia Financial Services. Let me ask you a few questions. How prepared are you to reach your financial goals? To pay for your kids' education, to buy a house, or start a business? Do you know how much money you will need for retirement? Do you have a plan that will allow you to live peacefully after retirement and later in life? Are you prepared to face unexpected situations, such as a chronic illness, an accident, or an untimely death? How will your family be protected? At Exfinia Financial Services, our mission is to help you answer these questions and to design a financial plan that covers all the areas that are relevant to your family or your business. Most importantly, a plan that gives you peace. Some of our services include a detailed assessment of your current financial situation, creating a plan for establishing an emergency fund and protection, debt management, tax optimization, as well as estate planning. Some of our financial strategies protect your capital against drops in the financial markets while benefiting when the market rises. We offer these services at no cost to you. Take control of your financial well-being. Contact us and we will be happy to assist you whether you live in the US or abroad, regardless of your migratory status. Let us be part of your financial success and stability.
What is so special about sleeping? It boosts your mental health. It's critical for your immune system, weight management, and fertility, amongst other important aspects of your health. Most people do not know the average person spends a third of their life on a mattress. A hard reality is some people spend roughly 7 years of their lives tossing and turning because their mattress needs replacing, or it's just a low quality mattress, which in turn leads to multiple spine issues and other health problems. Hi, I'm John McCarty with Mattress Firm. Having the exact mattress for you is critical for your overall well-being, and my goal is to help you find the exact mattress that'll increase your quality of life and your loved ones and have a restful night's sleep. Call me at 832-815-8482. I'd love to help.
Hi, this is Alberto Tudela. The Houston metro area has experienced a substantial increase of wind and hail damage, flooding, and other perils in the last 5 years. Now more than ever, it is critical and essential to ensure your company, your property, as well as your family have the right insurance coverage. Tudela Insurance Solutions offers a wide variety of insurance for home, auto, property, as well as life insurance. My goal is to find a tailored option that guarantees the right coverage at the right price, specific to your needs, present and future, so you protect what matters the most. Call me today at 713-714-4475 and allow our team at Tudela Insurance Solutions to make sure you're protected. Accidents never happen when we expect them. Now is the time to ensure you have peace of mind.
Hi everyone, we're back with Jeffrey John Baptiste with Comcast Business. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me, Dena.
It's awesome.
Yes.
So he works for Comcast Business, but I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, your background, your family, what got you into the business, all that good stuff.
Fair enough. Well, first of all, for myself, I'm from Miami, Florida, originally, and what got me here was telecommunications, which is what I've been doing for over a decade now. And going from a cell phone company, I transitioned over to a telecom company that services businesses. So that's where I'm at now, doing the Comcast business thing.
Okay, well tell us how Comcast helps small businesses and kind of what sets you apart from all the other big ones that we all know the names of, you know, that are out there.
Okay, that's a fair question. Now, when we think about Comcast and their relationship with business, it's key. Right? So when you think about every business, before they open their doors, they have to get their lights on, right? They have to get running water, but also in order to operate, they also need some internet, right? And that's where Comcast has been vital and a backbone for small businesses now for years, is it providing those services, for example, like the internet, that small businesses need in order to help their customers.
What sets you apart from the other companies that provide internet?
Now, great question, Dena, right? Because a lot of folks could always go for price, but what you get with Comcast is you get consistency, right? You're going to consistently get the same product, you're going to consistently get the same service, and then you're also going to get a liaison like myself that's going to be there to hold your hand through the whole process.
Okay, well I know that, you know, there's a big deal about fiber these days. So what is the big deal about fiber, and what is that?
What is fiber, right? Yeah, just in general. So fiber, interestingly enough, the way I like to explain it, it's like the HOV lane, right? So everyone likes the HOV lane because as they drive by, they're looking at everyone else who's stuck in traffic. So that's what fiber essentially provides, is a fast lane for your business where you have a dedicated lane for all of your internet usage to go in and out of without any type of interruptions, because it's, you know, everyone's on internet right now, right? Fiber is dedicated to that business. That's the biggest difference.
Okay, and is that something that exclusively Comcast offers, or do you offer, is it faster with Comcast, or
Now, what I will say in terms of Comcast for fiber, we're definitely not the only fiber provider, right? But what we do is we promise and we guarantee that 99.9% of the time your service is going to be working. And if there's ever a time over 1 minute where your service is not working, Comcast will begin providing credits towards your bill to compensate for that loss of internet.
Okay. And I know people generally think Comcast is more expensive than some of the other providers. I know I keep comparing you to other providers, but that's what everybody does, right?
Okay.
We all compare costs and, you know, which one's better, which one's, you know, less expensive. Some people just go for price.
Correct.
And that's not always the best choice, right? You pay
Correct.
for what you get. That's what I always tell people. You pay for what you get.
Yeah, trust me, that saying, you know, I hold that dear and near because it's true, right? You do get what you pay for. And with Comcast, we don't advertise ourselves as the least expensive option, and nor should we, right? Because what we bring to the table, as I mentioned, is that level of service and professionalism when you're doing business with us that you don't really think about how much you paid. You're just satisfied and excited that when you need something, it's there for you.
Yeah, because some of the other ones, you're going to sit online with customer service for hours and hours and hours. And I know
that's correct.
With you directly, I mean, I know people that use you for their businesses and have used you multiple times for their businesses, that they can call you directly.
Yeah, so that's the beautiful thing with us, Dena. I'm here on the field. So if you ever need any type of assistance in regards to anything with internet, regardless if you're a Comcast customer or not, if you need me to just go through the app and show you how to use the app, I will sit there, hold your hand, and we'll make sure that you fully understand what you have so you can utilize it.
Yeah, I know that, you know, that's a great feature, but even with your own service, I mean, I've heard that you've sat on the customer service line, you've tried to resolve issues for other people and been on the customer service line with them to, you know, to just save them time as a client and as a customer, which is awesome, you know, because time is money. I've been saying that all day today. Time is money, and you know a lot of us don't have time to just slow down to even organize our house or to do the mortgage or to get internet service, you know, or to when we don't have internet, how to stop our business and get that resolved. So to have someone like yourself that can provide that.
Well, I'll tell you, Dena, a lot of folks definitely don't have time to be on hold for an hour to talk to someone to help them. Right? So that's why it's great to have someone locally that you can reach out to, that I'll sit on the phone for an hour while you do business. And then when it's time for you to interact with that agent, I'll just call you in so you can, you know, take care of whatever needs that need to be taken care of.
I know you talked about fiber and stuff earlier, kind of explained to us the HOV lane. I like that analogy because it definitely helps us wrap our head around what it is a little bit more. But tell me a little bit more about kind of the technology and where it's heading these days.
Yes. So when you think about technology, first of all, when folks think about Comcast in general, first thing that probably came to mind was cable, right? Cable TV. Well, the beauty is Comcast has invested in a lot of innovations such as surveillance for businesses, right? So wherever you are in the world, as long as you have some type of internet access, you can see what's going on in your business, right? We have Be Anywhere telephone service, which means even if all of your employees are working from home, you can still have them all connected to the business with our Be Anywhere service for telephone, right?
What is that exactly?
Yeah, so Be Anywhere, it's pretty much a phone service that Comcast provides where you can have your phones stationed at the office, but let's say we're in a COVID situation where everybody has to work from home, those calls will then be forwarded to those associates that are working from home.
So you can have each line directed to the person, directly to their home, forwarded to their home.
Directed to their cell phone, so they can be anywhere in the world.
That's awesome.
Yes,
and then the surveillance stuff, go into depth with that a little bit more, because I know a lot of people these days, you know, with things happening, unfortunately, in the world, you know, that you need to protect yourself, protect your home, protect your business.
Agreed.
I mean, what is that about?
Well, I'll tell you like this, Dena. One of the largest losses that retailers have are folks who get injured, right? And a lot of the times what we find is those individuals are being injured, but it was their fault, right? And there's no way for you to really contest that in court unless you have some type of footage of that individual falling. So that's one of the caveats of having surveillance, and that's why having one provider that's able to give you your full suite of services, whether it be internet, phone service, surveillance, or cable TV for your guests, Comcast has all that and more.
That's interesting because you think of, the same thing as you said earlier to me, like, okay, or to us that Comcast, you think automatically cable.
Correct.
You don't really think of surveillance and stuff. When you think of security, you automatically think securing my business so that it doesn't get broken into or things get stolen. But you don't really think about it in the sense of someone getting injured on your property.
It does happen.
And someone suing you.
Correct.
For, something that you had nothing to do with.
Correct.
I broke my back, It's
Right,
like, oh my gosh, well, how did you break your back?
That's unfortunate, yeah.
I didn't pour that water, it was raining outside,
Correct.
or whatever it is, I have the sign there saying it was a wet floor,
Correct.
you didn't pay attention
Correct.
and so those type of things, just the liability purposes.
Exactly.
Which is, I think showing people that you can provide all kinds of services and that services aren't always directed at exactly what you think they should be. There's other avenues of, things service that can be provided.
Exactly, right? And you hit it right on the head, right? When it comes to surveillance, there are so many reasons why you need to have an eye on your business, whether it be preventing theft from employees, folks falling and saying they can't get up, but it was their fault. Some type of violent act, or just generally wanting to know what's going on with your business if you're not able to be there. There are a lot of business owners who have more than one location, and with our service, regardless of how many locations you have, you can see all of them from your cell phone.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just surveillance on the outside, surveillance on the inside.
Correct.
And they can just go log in and kind of pick the different office that they need to see.
Exactly.
Through an app or
Yeah, they can
I assume
zoom
it's an
in.
app.
Yeah, it's through an app on their cell phone. It allows them to zoom in. It allows them to capture an image out of the video footage to store if they need to give it to someone, law enforcement, or whatever the case may be. So there are a ton of features when you get the surveillance. So we're just talking about surveillance here, right? When it comes to Comcast, there's a plethora of services that we offer, but what we like to do is we like to get to know our business owners, get to know their businesses, understand what are the needs and why are those needs there, and what solutions do we have that we could provide that pretty much makes their lives a lot easier. That's what we like to do.
Besides the phone and the surveillance, what are the other hot things that business owners should know about? Other, cool devices or cool options that y'all provide.
So I'll tell you one of the coolest things about Comcast that was innovated by Comcast is the remote that you can talk into. That's just one example, right? You're at a bar and you want to watch your favorite channel or your favorite game, and the bartender can literally pick up a remote and say, "Hey, Astros game," and it's going to find the Astros game for you without you having to push any other buttons, right? So that's just one innovation as an example. From a philanthropic perspective, when you look at Comcast, Comcast has an initiative called Comcast Rise, where they're giving back to small business owners that are minorities, giving them technology, giving them free internet and free services for their businesses, just to kind of help them to minimize some of the losses that they took during the whole COVID situation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how do people get involved in that, and how, let's say, how does a small business reach out to maybe get help with that, or how do people that have the means to help get involved with helping?
That's a great question, and what I would advise is that they go to ComcastBusiness.com. There's a Comcast Rise option as soon as you get onto the website. You click on there if you're a minority business who's interested in being assisted, fill out the information, and you'll be entered into this drawing for the winners here in Houston.
Do you interview them to kind of feel if they're qualified for it, or kind of what is the process of getting qualified to maybe receive that grant or that help?
Correct. So the beauty is you just have to be chosen out of the drawing. It's not like an interview process where you have to be better or have to have more of a need than the next business. You just have to be selected out of the drawing.
So how do people, if people are looking to switch their service, and get new service with somebody else, when's a good time to do that? And kind of what's the process? Do you set up a consultation with them, first, or, I guess if someone's looking to switch, they're unhappy with their current service. Or maybe even if they're with you and they need to better their service, because I know that you can buy different levels, obviously, of packaging and things like that. So kind of explain the process of switching and when's the best time to do that.
Of course. And Dena, I don't know where you're getting these questions from, but these are some great questions that you're asking because the people want to know. And when it comes to switching service, if you've had your service for more than a year, it's probably time to start looking at it. A lot of agreements that you make with your provider are for at least a year or 2 years. Once you get outside of that, if you're not paying attention, a lot of the time your bill has more than doubled only because you signed up for a promotional price that only lasted that allotted time. And once you're outside of that time, they now have the right to boost up your bill. And a lot of business owners aren't catching this until it's too late, right? You paid a whole year of double what you were paying the previous year. So once you get past a year or 2 years, you need to give me a call, right? I will sit down, we will pull out the pencil and the calculator, and we'll look at the differences between the previous year. And if it's time to make a change, I'll provide some solutions and we'll compare them to what you currently have. And I'll at least provide you ammunition so that when you go back to your provider, you can say, hey, the guys at Comcast are willing to do this for my business. What do you guys have?
I think that's the same with any of the businesses or any of the services we provide in real estate in general. I mean, the same with David as a lender, I mean, people are going to shop the rates. People are going to shop the thing, shop their financials, around.
Correct.
But in the end, I think it's also customer service. Once again, we go back to you pay for what you get.
Yep.
So yes, you can go to sometimes the big companies, the small companies, this or that company, but it's really making that connection with your provider. And know who has your back and who will actually provide that service to you and give you that extra level of attention that you're looking for when you want to get something done quickly. Because I know that a lot of us are busy and we don't have the time to sit on the phone. The fact that you'll sit on the phone and help with
Correct.
customer service, the fact that you'll come to the office yourself and kind of look at those numbers, walk through those numbers. We have all been caught in the scheme or not scam necessarily of that first time buyer
Correct,
or whatever
correct.
you're buying and they give you that promotional offer. We've
Correct.
all been caught in that before, and then all of a
Correct.
sudden a year later you do see your bill and I was like, man, I thought I was only paying $100 for
Correct.
that, and all of a sudden you're paying $240.
Correct.
Oh, they added on the insurance, they added on this, they added on that, and you didn't even sign for that, but it said it in the small print of your fine line that once this year is up, we're going to add this, and this.
Correct.
It's like,
Correct.
oh, well, okay, read every contract, but a lot of us don't have the time to do that.
Agreed.
So you'll go through with them and actually walk them through all of that and look through that contract that they signed.
Yeah, so the beauty with myself and anyone you deal with, because I would love for everybody to call me, right? But the truth is there are other people who do what I do, so you can reach out to anyone who you're comfortable with. But what we do is, once you're signed up with Comcast, we're going to touch base with you throughout the journey. So way before your bill ever has the opportunity to increase, we've already been in conversation about it coming up and planning on what's the next best move for your business.
Awesome. So I think, that being said, is it something y'all set, the system already kind of tells you, hey, this client's coming up on their year and I'm going to call them and make sure that everything's set for them?
So the beauty with us is we have technology and software in place that it reminds us, right? Once you're getting up to those last 3 months before the end of your contract, you're going to get a phone call from the person who signed you up.
So you're never going to be shocked at your bill, hopefully, with Comcast.
Now, if you don't answer the phone, that's a whole nother thing. You do have to answer our call when we call to try to help you out.
Or listen to the voicemail.
That too, yes.
Or maybe clear out your voicemail so your voicemail is not always full.
That's a big thing right now.
That is a big thing. And it's very frustrating when you're like, I just need to get someone a message. So.
Correct.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I appreciate all the information you've given us. Why don't you tell everyone else how they can get a hold of you and how they can reach you?
Of course. So once again, Jeffrey Jean-Baptiste with Comcast Business. If you need assistance here in the Houston area, please feel free to give me a call at 832-993-7155. You can email me at Jeffrey_Jean-Baptiste, that's JeanBaptiste at Comcast.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks again so much for coming.
Of course.
And thank you for watching today. We really appreciate it. Be sure to tune in next week.
Having a spotless house is critical for your quality of living. Hi, this is Kevin Thury with washpros.us. At Wash Pros, we are locally owned and operated, servicing Central Houston, Austin, and Dallas. We are fully insured. We offer annual, semi-annual, and quarterly cleanings. We recognize that needs change and Mother Nature keeps us on our toes. Just know we are happy to help. We use eco-friendly products and a purified water cleaning system for a spotless shine. We service HOAs, the property managers, investment firms, and you, the homeowner. If you're putting your house on the market or have an annual maintenance cleaning schedule, or you're interested in holiday lighting, we are your one-stop shop for all of your exterior cleaning and holiday lighting needs. Call me today for your free on-site quote and let washpros.us be your clean escape.